Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1981 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Minnesota Twins and the Detroit Tigers at Tigers Stadium. On the mound for the Twins is Geoff Zahn making his season debut. And pitching for the Detroit Tigers today is Reuschel, also making his first start of the year. And so we got crushed yesterday. We crushed on opening day and got crushed on Thursday. So we need to figure out a way to get back on the right track. And we have Rick Reuschel on the mound today, who we'll talk about later. But as you probably know, if you followed last season, he was not so good. And so we're hoping for a good start from him this season. In addition to that, I also wanted to point out we do have one player who is injured, Tom Hume, who was injured in the middle of last year. And as you can see here, he had a broken wrist. He missed almost all of the second half of the season. And so he won't be ready until May. So not a big loss, but I just wanted to mention that. And in addition to that, we do have a lot of contracts to worry about for the end of this season. Oops, I'm sorry. Let's just take a look here real quick. There we go. So you can see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 players who are going to be free agents at the end of this season, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players that are going to arbitration. So we're not going to be able to keep everybody. And my thought process is if we fall out of contention, we're probably going to have a fire sale. Of course, we want to keep our core group, but beyond that, I think we're probably going to have to let some of the middle, rated people go. And so Rick Reuschel's on the mound today. Wilcox, he got crushed early and often, couldn't even get to the third inning. And Dan Schatzeder pitched really good. He was the player of the game yesterday. He went 3 innings, got 4 Ks. He will not be available today. So we're going to be down a left-hander. And speaking of left-handers, we are facing Geoff Zahn. So back-to-back lefties. And I did make a couple changes to the lineup. I put Wayne Gross back in there at third, even though he is a lefty. And I did move Barry Bonnell to the DH spot and moved him down in the order. So we have more lefties in there than I would normally like, but it's early in the season. We want to get some plate appearances for our best players. And so we're going to go ahead and do the Twins lineup. And you'll notice up here in the corner, these are the 1981 Topps baseball cards representing the player shown. Some of these cards were designed specifically for this game by Jeremy DeJong, including this one here with Kurt Siebert. And so please take notice of the great work he did for this 1981 season for me. So here it is, Kurt Siebert leading off, playing second base. Batting second and in right field is Dave Collins. Batting third and in center field is Kirby Puckett. Batting cleanup and at first base is 1980 American League MVP Danny Goodwin. Batting fifth and catching is Dave Engel. Batting sixth and at third base is John Castino. Batting seventh and DHing is Mike Hart. Batting eighth and in left field is Dave Edwards. And batting ninth and at shortstop is Edwin Gonzalez. Okay, Rick Reuschel, who's on the mound. We'll take a look at him real quick. He was not good, folks. He went 6-10 for Detroit once we got him from the Cubbies. Turned out not to be a good decision, so he went 10-19 overall. He pitched better for us than he did with the Cubs. He had a 4.80 ERA. Not a bad strikeout to walk ratio. Opponents did bat .295 against him. He had a couple complete games. He is on our team making a lot of money until 1985. So I can tell you right now, he's already on the block, and he is going to be someone that I will trade if the right deal comes along, if anyone else is willing to take on his contract. So here's season stats over here shown, and we're going to go ahead and get to first pitch with Kurt Siebert leading off for the Twinkies. Siebert hits a line drive to center field. That's going to be caught by Stegman. That's one down. Next up, Dave Collins. Collins' ground ball squeaks through the middle. And Collins has been a tough out. He's 6 for 8. He's got a couple stolen bases. So runner on first with a little bit of speed. Here's Kirby Puckett. And Collins steals second. So Parrish behind the plate, not doing so well so far. He's only thrown out one base runner. So runner in scoring position. We're going to pull the outfield in so nothing drops in. Maybe we can get the runner out at home on a base hit. Well, we'll find out. There's a hit by Puckett, and Collins scores easily. So 3 games in a row now. All 3 games of the series, the Twins scored in the first. So 1-0 Minnesota. Runner on first, 1 down. And Danny Goodwin, who hit a home run, he hit 2 home runs yesterday, as you can see, pops out to third. Wayne Gross making the play, so 2 down for Dave Engel. And Engel's going to bloop it into left center field, and it's going to be caught by the left fielder, Steve Kemp. So we go to the bottom of the first. Down 1-0. Here is the Tigers lineup for today. Batting leadoff, playing second base, is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting second and at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting third and at first base is Jason Thompson. Batting cleanup and in left field is Steve Kemp. Batting fifth and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting sixth and DHing is Barry Bonnell. Batting seventh and in right field is Gary Hancock. Batting eighth and at third is Wayne Gross. And batting ninth in center field is Dave Stegman. All right, on the mound for the Twins is Geoff Zahn. Geoff Zahn, 5th round draft pick in 1968 from the Dodgers out of the University of Michigan. Go Blue. He was drafted 4 times in his collegiate career, including by Detroit, finally signing in 1968 with the Dodgers. He was the head coach of the University of Michigan from 1996 to 2001. His major league debut with the Dodgers was in September of 1973, as you can see here. It was a September call-up. And his best season is either actually in the future. In 1982, Zahn had his best year with the California Angels. He went 18-8 with a 3.73 ERA, finishing 6th in the Cy Young voting that year. He was listed as one of Sporting News' all-star pitchers for that season. Okay, so the University of Michigan, we hate to crush him, but we're going to have to here. As Whitaker steps in and gets a base hit to left field. Do we want to try to stretch it into a double? Yes, we are going to try to do that. We're going to be aggressive this year, as Whitaker does get a double. Standing there at second, in scoring position for Trammell. Trammell off to a great start, 5 for 9. We're going to have him hit it to the right side and at the very least move Whitaker over. And he gets the job done with Whitaker taking third. The Twins are going to pull the infield in early. And Gold Glove winner in 1980, Jason Thompson. We're going to at least attempt a sac fly. He does not hit lefties well, although at the end of the season he did lift his batting average up to .244 against lefties. 0 for 3 against Zahn in his career, and he strikes out looking. So it's going to be up to Kemp, who's 0 for 4 with a K against Zahn. And he hits a ground ball to second, and that ends the inning. So we leave a runner stranded on first, go to the top of the second, down 1. John Castino leading off, popping it up on the infield, straight up to the pitcher's mound. And Parrish makes the catch. There's 1 down. Brings up Mike Hart. Hart, a rookie this year. Hits a ground ball to Thompson. That's 1 down. Next up is Dave Edwards. Ground ball to second. So 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Here's Lance Parrish leading off. Hit the Tigers' first home run of the year yesterday. And he bloops it into left center field. Falls in for a base hit. Little duck snort for Parrish. He's 3 for 8 now in the season. Next up is Barry Bonnell. Played in yesterday's game. We're going to hit and run. He's got a contact just above average. And he batted .325 versus lefties. That's why we got him in there. And he rips it down the left field line. Falls in for a single. Parrish running on the plate. Coasts into third. So first and third for Gary Hancock, who truly struggles versus lefties. But we're going to let him swing away. Oh, that was a good idea. As he hits it all the way to almost dead center field for a 3-run homer. 451 feet. He got to hit at 440 to clear. And Hancock did not get his first home run versus a lefty until September of last year. And here he is in Game 3, hitting a 3-run shot, giving the Tigers a lead. Wayne Gross follows that up with a base hit to left field, shooting it the other way. So, with a runner on first, nobody out, Dave Stegman comes to the plate. Stegman takes a walk. Stegman was probably my favorite player early on last year because he was really struggling to get above the Mendoza line. And as Whitaker steps in, it's a ground ball to third. That should be 2. No, they only have to play it first. So Stegman was struggling. This is where he was getting on base with walks like he did there, and he was stealing bags for us. And eventually, he did a good job getting his average up above 200. As Treadwell hits a ground ball to first, he does score the run from third, and it's 4-0. Stegman standing on third for JT. And Thompson gets a ground ball past the third baseman, Castino. That's an RBI single. So the Tigers putting up 5 runs here in the second. It's all or nothing, it seems, after 3 games, or during the middle of the third game as Kemp strikes out. And we go to the top of the third. Rick Reuschel at 23 pitches. Doesn't have a strikeout yet, as Edwin Rodriguez, I should say, steps in, gets a base hit to right. Rodriguez coming over in the offseason in a trade with the Yankees, sending Ivan De Jesus over to the Bronx. So Rodriguez on first, and Kurt Siebert gets a base hit. So first and second. Tigers get 5 runs in the bottom of the second, and Twins are coming right back. We're going to tons of speed on the base pass, plus Collins, we know, hits the ball well. Can we turn 2? We do turn 2. That's incredible. We'll take the double play as Whitaker and Trammell turn it. So it's 2 down. Here's Kirby Puckett. And Puckett hits a ground ball that gets past Whitaker. And that will knock in a run. Puckett batting .455 in his second year. And that's going to bring up the ever-dangerous Danny Goodwin. Goodwin hits a ground ball to Gross, and Gross boots it. Everybody's safe. And now we're going to bring in the outfield for Dave Engel. 0 for 4 against Reuschel so far in his career. 0-2 count. And he shoots it into the right center field gap. And it's going to be tracked down by Hancock for the third out. So Twins get on the board. They're in the third, makes the score 5-2. Here's Parrish. Shooting it straight up the middle, all the way to the wall. And he's got himself a double. Parrish 4 for 9 on the year now. A couple extra base hits. So we're going to let Barry Bonnell swing away. And he's going to hit a high fly ball to center field. We're definitely tagging up with Parrish. Oh, it's going to be risky. I mean, Puckett does have a cannon out there. Here we go. Yes, there we go. Parrish safe at third. I feel every time I do that, I always think there's no chance that a runner like Parrish would be safe. Hancock ground ball to second. Parrish scores as Hancock with that 3-run shot drives in his 4th run. And that clears the bases for Wayne Gross, 2 down. And Gross pops it up to Goodwin at first. So we get the run back. Head to the top of the 4th, 6-2 Detroit. John Castino steps in, gets a base hit to right, hits it the opposite way. So it's 6 hits against Reuschel, who does not look sharp. And a base hit by Hart. Oh! Hancock guns down Castino at third base. Outfield assist. There's 1 down. As Castino trying to take an extra bag. Dave Edwards up next. Hits a fly ball to right field. That's caught by Hancock. 2 down. Here's the rookie Rodriguez. And wow, Hart tried to steal second base on Parrish. And he was gunned down. So 2 base running blunders by the Twins. Taking them right out of that inning. Going to the bottom of the 4th. Dave Stegman leading off. 0 for 2 with 2 walks against Geoff Zahn. And here he pops it up onto the outfield grass as the second baseman, Kurt Siebert, makes the play. So 1 down. Top of the lineup again for Sweet Lou. Oh, Lou gets a ground ball just past Rodriguez's glove. And that's another hit for the Tigers. We have 8 hits so far this game. I think that means it's time to hit and run with Trammell. Oh! I guess Whitaker just somehow decided to steal second base. I don't know. Caught him sleeping? I have no idea. But we'll take the stolen base to get into scoring position. As Trammell dumps it down the right field line. Whitaker scores, and we are definitely going to go for 2 on Collins. Trammell safe with a double. And it's 7-2 Detroit. Next up is JT. First base is open, so they walk Thompson. Not an intentional walk, but it does set up the double play with Kemp. Kemp definitely a double play candidate. There it is, tailor-made. And that ends the inning. So we go to the top of the 5th, up by 5. Edwin Rodriguez steps in, and he rips it through the left side for a base hit. 8 hits now against Reuschel at 66 pitches. I would like to get at least 6 innings out of him, but that might not be possible, as Siebert gets a base hit up the middle as well. We're going to guard the lines with Collins, try to prevent any extra base hits. And Collins is going to hit it into the left center field gap. Somebody's got to come a long way. I guess it was... who hit left fielder? Okay, so Kemp had to make that running catch, and that's why everyone tagged up. We're not going to pull the outfield in. I mean, we are going to pull the outfield in. We're not going to pull the infield in, is what I should have said. As Puckett steps in, 3-2 count, ground ball to Gross. Gross lets the run score and goes to first for the second out. And this would be a smart time to intentionally walk the best hitter on the team. and the MVP from last year. So we're going to put Goodwin on first and try to get Dave angled. He does with a strikeout. It's the first K for Reuschel. And Twins get on the board with their third run, 7-3 now. Big wheel, Lance Parrish stepping in, and they walk him. 3 walks versus 2 Ks for Zahn. And we hit and run last time with Bonnell, but we're going to let him swing away. And he strikes out swinging. 1 down. Next up is Gary Hancock with the home run. He's got 4 RBIs on the day. And he hits into a double play this time around. So we're going to switch it over to the in-game stats. And we'll take a look here. I'm guessing Bonnell is deserving. Hancock is deserving of the player of the game so far with the home run and 4 RBIs. Top of the 6th, John Castino. Bottom of the lineup, number 6 hitter, I should say, as Castino hits a ground ball to second. There's 1 down. Here's Mike Hart, base hit, got caught stealing his last time up. Another ground ball, this time to Whitaker. I guess both balls were hit to Whitaker. Next up, Dave Edwards with 2 down, hits a ground ball to Thompson, and that's a 1-2-3 inning from Reuschel. We needed that. It looks like the Twins are scoring every other inning. Wayne Gross leading off. And he hits a line drive right at John Castino. That's 1 down. Dave Stegman steps in, hits a pop-up on the infield. Caught on the outfield grass by Siebert. And with 2 down, back to the top of the lineup with Lou Whitaker. And Lou strikes out. You don't see that too much from Whitaker. As a team, the Tigers don't strike out that much. Parrish is definitely a strikeout candidate. And I believe Hancock, no, I don't think he did strike out 100 times last year. So we're going to give Reuschel a chance here, but we're going to keep him on a short leash as the number 9 hitter up first as a base hit to left. Okay, so that's it for Reuschel. We know what happens with Reuschel when we try to stretch him. So we're going to bring in a lefty and turn these next 2 switch hitters around. And that lefty is going to be Cappy, George Capozello. Taking a look, he's pitched in 1 game this year. Last year, he had 51 appearances with a 3.07 ERA, 35 Ks in 44 innings pitched. Opponents batted paltry 222. He had 4 saves. We did go to him. He was a setup man for a period of time, but we've put him back into the middle relief role as Kurt Siebert only bats 194 versus lefties. And that's a base hit to center field. Rodriguez holds at second base. So nobody out. Runners on first and second for Dave Collins. Hitting 232 versus lefties. Ground ball to third. And Gross makes it his 2nd error of the game. So now the bases are loaded for Kirby Puckett, and we have to let Cappy pitch to Puckett in order to get to Goodwin. I am going to pull the infield in. I think that's the right move. Try to keep a run off the board. As Puckett hits it to center field, that should be deep enough to get a run in. Rodriguez tags up and scores. That run is going to be given to Reuschel, right? Yeah. So runners at first and second. I don't know if that run was unearned, though, since the error. I guess we'll have to wait and see. So Danny Goodwin, this will be the last batter for Capozello. And Goodwin's going to hit a fly ball to center field. It's pretty deep. 382 feet. Everybody tags up. Everyone's got speed on the Twins. And that's going to be it for Capozello. Not the best performance. Let's see. I guess we're going to bring in Stanley to try to get Dave Engel. Stanley did good in his first appearance. Just briefly showing his numbers. He was terrible last year. I mentioned that before. He had more walks than strikeouts. A few of those were intentional walks. So it probably scores 2 as he walks Engel, which will bring up John Castino. And John Castino has some pop. Castino hits a ground ball to second, and that'll end the inning. So Tigers get out of a tough jam. The error by Wayne Gross not helping out the situation. Twins are going to bring in Paul Boris. He pitched in one game this year. Last year was his rookie year. 1-5 with a 6.59 ERA. 104 hits and 72 innings pitched. Post batted .322, .326 against him, I should say. And we knocked in 3 runs on 4 hits in his first appearance in the series. So here's Trammell, 1 for 4 against Boris. And he sends it into the right center field gap. Chased down by Collins, 1 down. And finally a chance for Thompson to get a swing against a righty. And he pops it up to the shortstop Rodriguez. That's 2 down. Next up, Steve Kep 0 for 3 on the day. And he hits a fly ball to left field. And that'll end the inning. To the top of the 8th, Tigers are up by 3. We've got a lefty and 2 righties. I really don't want to pitch Tobik. So we're going to let, this is a huge risk, we're going to let Stanley pitch to this lefty. Ground ball to short. Oh, come on! That's the 3rd error of the game for Detroit. Left side of the infield, letting us all down. And that's going to open the floodgates, I have a feeling, as Dave Edwards is up next. Ground ball right back to Stanley. And he goes to second to get the lead runner. That's a smart play. So 1 down now for Edwin Rodriguez. Rodriguez doesn't have much power. And he pops it up to Whitaker. Let's see if Whitaker can make a play. He does. So 2 down, we're back to the top of the lineup. And we're going to give Stanley 1 chance to get Siebert. We're going to guard the lines, too. Let's see how this plays out. Ground ball to Thompson. And that ends the inning. So great job so far this year by Stanley. Total different outcome than what he did last year. So here's Parrish leading off the bottom of the 8th. He strikes out. Parrish 2 for 3 with a walk. And that strikeout now. Next up is Barry Bonnell. Hits into the left center field gap. Gets all the way to the wall. Oh, do we want to go for 3? I mean, look where he's at. I mean, outside the park, apparently. He's got to throw. He's got to throw it nearly 300 feet, and Barry Bonnell's got to run 92 feet. It's a 50-50 shot, says my third base coach. We're going to go for it. Oh, yeah, Barry Bonnell's safe at third. Nice. Okay, so, yeah, we're going to cut Gary Hancock loose, batting .321 versus righties. Cut it loose. There we go. Base hit to right field. Oh, no, it's going to be caught. And we're definitely going to send the runner. We could use the insurance run. Can we get lucky twice in a row? Yes, we do. RBI for Gary Hancock. That's 5 RBIs for Hancock today. Our team MVP from 1980. And that will bring up Wayne Gross with 2 down. And he hits a ground ball to his third base counterpart, and that is the end of the inning. So, not a save opportunity. But we definitely need to bring in two lefties. So we're going to give Underwood an opportunity to redeem himself after his terrible season debut. We're going to put Brookins in at third base. He is superior defensively. As we've seen, as Gross made 2 errors this game. All right, I feel pretty good about it. Let's see how this plays out as Dave Collins steps in. And what happened? A ground ball, right in front of Parrish, and Parrish guns down Collins at first. So 1 down for Kirby Puckett. He hits lefties pretty good, 300 last year. That's going to be a ground ball to Trammell. Trammell tosses him out. And that'll bring Danny Goodwin to the plate, who struck out both times he's faced Underwood this year. And Underwood gets Goodwin to pop it up into foul ground. Brookins makes the catch on the third base side, and that ends the game. Tigers win 8-4. So it's been feast or famine for Detroit offensively. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at transactions. That's what I was trying to say. A couple injuries. Kevin Seitzer for the Mets is going to be out for a month. And Dick Ruthven, pitcher for the Phillies, is going to miss 2 months with a torn knee ligament. And he was one of the rotation pitchers, so that's going to hurt the Phillies. We'll take a look at the standings real quick. Everyone can take a look. Boston undefeated so far this year. And Kansas City hasn't even played a game. Maybe they have some COVID going on. Same with Milwaukee. Not sure what that's all about. But this is a weird schedule because I mentioned we're playing 110 games this season like they did in real life. And so because of that, there's going to be some abnormalities. So, I guess those kind of things are going to happen. Player of the game, hands down, Gary Hancock. We know that. As I mentioned before, over here on the right side, you'll see the leaders for team MVP this season and how many votes they've got so far from me. As over here, you'll see Gary Hancock and his player of the game. And so Reuschel pitched okay. He gave up 10 hits. That's what you can expect from him. He gets his win out of the way. Defensively, Tigers terrible. 3 errors total, 2 for Gross, 1 for Tram. Big home run by Gary Hancock with that 5 RBIs day. Geoff Zahn takes the loss. He's 0 for 1 on the year. And that's going to do it from Detroit. We'll be back tomorrow facing the New York Yankees as they come to town. Until then, everyone, have a great day.